Hello, crazy crafters. Happy Wednesday. You know what that means.
Yeah, for a minute I thought you were going to say, hey, happy Friday. I was going to say, not yet. It is Wednesday. That means it's Technique of the Week, and we have a really fun technique.
Yes, so we are the crazy ladies of Krazy Kreations.
Yes, my name is Kara.
And my name is Jackie.
We are a mother-daughter team here at Krazy Kreations,
where we specialize in crafting products like outline stickers, glitter paper, card kits, and a lot of other fun crafting supplies. And on Technique of the Week, we like to show you a brand new way to use Krazy Kreations products.
Yes, that's right. And so you said that we're known for all those things, and today we are going to focus in on alcohol ink, how to refill your right art marker, I can't talk today, and more.
Yes, and it's going to be a beautiful project. I can't wait to show you, but you'll want to stay tuned until the end of the video because, yes, there is a kit, and we have a lot to tell you about that kit, so stay tuned. But in the meantime, let's look at this beautiful project we're going to create today.
Let's do it.
All right, isn't that beautiful?
It is gorgeous. So, couple exciting things here, Jackie. We have our alcohol ink background, which we're going to show everybody how we got that. But we also have this gilding flakes, not to mention a brand new sticker.
I know, so this is the mermaid tail outline sticker?
Yes.
Mermaid tail.
And so let's just kind of look at that new sticker. I don't know if you could see it through the packaging, but it has 3 repeating sections, and it has the tail and all the splashes and the sentiment. It's so cute, isn't it?
It is, but I think the most beautiful thing about this card is that background.
I agree. It is so wonderful. And believe it or not, we achieved that through using our refill product. So this is what a refill product looks like. It's from the Right Art. That's the name of our brand, our exclusive brand of alcohol inks. And every color that we sell comes with a refill. So this one happens to be 00, which is the colorless blender. Shall we take it out of the package?
Okay, let's do that.
All right. So when you take this out, it's going to be really cool looking. Here it comes. It's in this wonderful bottle here, and it has like a little
stopper.
Stopper. And what I love about these refills is it has that kind of top that people really like with that glue, you know?
Yes, that very fine tip.
So I really like that. Now this bottle will refill your markers anywhere from 3 to 5 times. So this liquid in here is what we're looking at. And so I have the clear one. Now every one has a color. So like this one here you could see is my YGOO. That's my light green. And then I also have a dark blue right here.
The B09.
You can see I kind of was playing around. I got a little bit on there. So B09. So that's kind of what they look like.
Now, these are traditionally used to refill your markers when they run out of ink.
Right. So can I move this? And I'm going to just show how to do that. Because we've been asked that question before.
So this card will be right back. We know it's absolutely beautiful, and we will show that background again.
Yes, we will. So this is our Right Art marker. And again, we sell them in 140 different colors. So right now we have the refills for our famous 24 colors, and we have the rest of them on the way. So if you ever get dry, then you can refill those. So the nice thing about this is, well, first of all, we should say, how do you know when your marker's dry?
Okay, so it's kind of hard to tell on the colorless blender right away, but on the other colors, you'll know when you're coloring and the tip of your marker stays kind of white.
Yes, so if I'm coloring and the tip of this starts turning white as I'm coloring and I'm having a hard time getting the ink out, and I'll look at the sponge and it'll be white, that means it's getting dry, right?
Right.
Okay, so that means time for a refill.
And with the colorless blender, you'll know because you'll try to use it to blend and it will be a lot harder than it's supposed to be.
Yes, so I'm putting it on my skin because it doesn't hurt you. And I could tell that it's not wet at all. So I need to refill it. So in order to do that, I'm going to take both caps off. I could tell you right now I'm going to get a coughing attack. Okay, and the other tip of our pen is a bullet nib, right? A fine nib here. Now, normally other markers would have a chisel tip there, and you always want to try to take that side of the tip out. So all I did was put some pressure and I pulled, and this is the tip, okay? So you're gonna wanna take that out. Now, if you have a color, maybe you wanna use some gloves or something, right? But me, I never do. I just get my hands dirty. Now I'm gonna come over here to my refill, and then one thing Jackie discovered very quickly, because these move around in shipping, try to hold the opening away from you when you first open it. That way it won't spray all over you, okay?
Yes, the bottle I opened was under pressure and I got a little bit of ink on my shirt.
And it happened to be red, R17, right?
Right.
So again, the first time you open this, just to kind of equalize any pressure in there, hold it away from you. So you're going to open that little stopper, and then all you're simply going to do is put this into that hole where we took out the bullet nib, and you're going to squeeze, drop, drop, drop. And you're just going to keep squeezing. Now the bottle is somewhat hard, so even though you're squeezing, it does go in, and I like that it's harder so it won't break. What do you think?
Yeah, so if any of you have refilled your Right Art markers before, let us know in the comments below, because we want to make sure that you feel comfortable doing this to your own markers at home.
Okay, so I'm not going to keep going exactly, but you can see I've definitely put some of the liquid in there, and you'll know you have enough when you start seeing that the alcohol is going down the nib. So if this was a color, you would literally see that color coming down that nib and into it. Now for me, I'm kind of coloring my skin and I can feel that it's wet. So I'm going to stop at that point because it's nice and juicy again.
You kind of just let gravity do its thing and it will pull the ink into the nib.
Now I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to put it right back in, and I'm all set to go. Now for this piece to get the ink back in, it's best to kind of put your caps on, and then it will equalize the pressure, and then the ink will also go to both sides of the pen.
All right.
Okay, that's how you refill your marker. Are there any questions that you could think of about that?
I don't see any questions, but it looks like some people have not tried this yet. Another thing you could also do is drip the refill ink onto the nib if you just need a little bit of ink.
So let's show that technique. So, because you like to cheat a lot and do that.
I do. That's the cheating method.
Okay, so Jackie will open this up, and then she will come over here and literally just kind of put a little bit of color right like that, just to re-ink that nib.
Right.
Okay? And you can see it could be a little messy, so make sure you have something underneath.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is the traditional way to use the refill inks. However, today we are going to use the refill inks to create this gorgeous background, and I wanted to show that it actually is a little bit glossy as well. Isn't that just beautiful?
It is beautiful. Can I say one more thing before we move on? You didn't ask me. But since this, how much does this retail for right here?
$5.99.
$5.99. So it is cheaper to buy the refill than to buy a new pen.
Yes, because you get lots of ink in that refill. It'll refill your pen multiple times.
Okay, now I'm ready to move on.
Okay, so I think we're all itching to see how you create this beautiful background here.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'm going to move this pen out of the way. I was hoping you would do that, but I'll do it. And there's a couple things that you're going to need to make this, okay? So we're definitely going to want these refills. So again, I'm using YG00.
That's the green.
Yes, and I'm using B09.
For blue.
And I'm also going to be using the 00. Now, what's really fun about using these colors is I could use it for this technique, but I'll also have it as a refill for part of those 24 colors that we use all the time. So it's like a twofer, right?
Right.
Now, another product that we're going to have to use is this one. And can we move this just a bit? Thank you. It's called Yupo. Now, have you heard of that before, Jackie?
I have heard of Yupo. I've never used it before.
Okay, so it's kind of a big trending thing last year and the year before, and we're kind of getting along with it. And our product comes from our fellow friend vendor, the Paper Cut. And Yupo is a really nice, silky kind of paper that has a sheen to it, and it really holds alcohol ink wonderfully, especially when you're making that kind of watercolor and fun look through your alcohol inks. It's more of a mixed media paper.
Right.
Now, I absolutely love this one, and it is a non-porous paper, so that's kind of nice because it'll hold our alcohol ink really nicely. It won't leak through and all that stuff. So we're gonna need our Yupo, our inks, and I'm going to go ahead and put this down so we don't get our table dirty. Sound like a plan?
Okay, so we're using this as like a little mat.
Yes. Now the Yupo paper I've cut in half. It comes in 8.5 by 11. That's the way that we use it and sell it. Is it on our website?
It is on the website.
Okay. And I've cut it in half, so it's a regular 8.5 by 11. So now it's 5.5 by 8.5. And there's no right or wrong side, so that's kind of nice too, right?
And I have to say, this just feels so silky smooth, kind of like, I don't know, a matte feel to it. It feels really nice. Let us know if you've ever used Yupo paper before.
Yes, I agree. And then there is one other thing that you kind of need to use. This is called blending solution, and it's for alcohol ink markers. Now, the reason you want to use this is this solution will allow that alcohol ink to move on your paper. Without this, you are going to just have it stay in a spot and it won't kind of freely move. So you do need this. Now, Ranger sells this. We will also have this available, but you can easily make this. Did you know that?
Not before today.
Yeah, because I told you, right?
Right.
So this is something that you can make. There's lots of people on YouTube who show you how to make it with 2 products from the drugstore. So if you're somebody who doesn't have this and you want it right away, you could try making it yourself. It is made with 90% rubbing alcohol, and then you need to add some drops of glycerin. Both of those things are found in the drugstore, and glycerin is in a large bottle and it's used to kind of soften your skin. So you don't want to use a lot, but that glycerin is what kind of allows it to move, okay? Or you could be like me and already buy it made.
I think
like
that's the best way.
Yeah. Okay, so to get started, you can opt to use gloves. I'm not going to because that's the way I rock and roll. I like to get dirty, but you can. So if you're somebody who doesn't like mess, I recommend that, okay? So the first thing you have to do is get your paper wet with the blending solution. So you're just going to kind of pour some on, and I'm just going to get it kind of wet in here. And I'm just loving this already. Are you?
It looks like it's very just random.
Yes. Now I'm going to go in. I think it's funny. Every time I open this, you're like,
I'm afraid
whatever.
of it now.
But look, I love this opening on our alcohol inks because look how you have that fine like little circle there. Isn't that kind of cool?
Yes, and then you can place your drops strategically.
Right. So now I'm going in with the YGOO.
Look at that movement. Isn't that gorgeous?
I love it. Now, what you can also do is kind of go and lift it up. Don't be afraid to move it around.
Wow.
And you see that blending solution is what kind of allows it to move. Now, I found it kind of weird. It doesn't really drip off the paper. Isn't that kind of funny?
That is strange.
Now, I do like to use the 00. to kind of move some of this and lighten up the blue. I think it gives it a whole different look. What do you think?
That is so fun, and it looks just like water.
Doesn't it kind of even look like tie-dye?
It does. So you could do this with any color combination that you want to. Now, some colors won't play well with each other. They might make brown, right?
Right. Now, one thing you have to notice is as I've been moving this around, I'm losing my dots. So if you want that dot, you should do the movement thing first. Another thing I had done is I had kind of like a little tool. I'm going to use our ruler here, but I had like a comb and I kind of just like moved it. So you could do all different things, but look at how that looks.
Look at how brave Kara is.
I am brave.
But you can always add more dots on, right?
That's what I'm going to do now, yeah. So I could come back in, you know, because you want to make sure you get it all over the place. Look, I'm going to put it on your shirt.
Please don't.
I'm just having so much fun. All right, so there you go. So it's just a matter of playing and getting what you want. And again, I'm going to use this little blender.
So this is very abstract. There's no wrong way of doing it. You just kind of play with it until you get the look that you like. And then I think when it dries, it's going to look a little bit different.
Yes, it does. But isn't that pretty?
Very pretty.
Okay, so now where do we get the gold? That'll be the next question.
I just want to hold it up a little bit because there is a shine that's not showing on camera. Okay.
Okay, isn't that pretty?
Very pretty. Let us know what you think of this alcohol ink background in the comments.
I just love that we could use our refills to do this. I think that is so cool. All right, now you may recognize this product, Gilding Flakes. Remember how we have all different colors? And when you open it up, what's the rule?
Don't sneeze, don't blow, don't be near a fan.
Look at all that, okay? So it's beautiful flakes. So what I'm going to do is while this is still wet, I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to put some flakes in little spots. This one, what's the color I'm using? I changed. I'm using, I think, autumn.
Autumn leaves.
Yeah. So I wanted more of that rust. I'm just going to put a few in here.
And Penny said gold equals gilding flakes. Yes, so all the gold that was in the sample is from the gilding flakes. That is correct.
That is right. And so you're just going to kind of spread it around.
Now,
you can put as much as you want or as little as you want.
The cool thing about the autumn leaves gilding flakes is it has a little bit of that teal and turquoise in it, which goes beautifully with these alcohol ink colors.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of break down and I'm going to put these gloves on because when I was doing this earlier, I had a dauber and I didn't bring it in with me. So then all you have to do is press this down into the paper. Now I used a dauber, which is like a sponge, kind of a thing that goes on your finger, right?
Right.
But this is going to dry into the paper. Isn't that beautiful?
So it's kind of acting as the adhesive.
Exactly. Now you may have some parts that still stick up when it dries, so you could just kind of rub those off. If you're somebody, when it's dry. Or if you're somebody who really doesn't, you know, want any problems, you could put a fixative on it. Like a Krylon has a fixative where you spray it on and it kind of puts a coat over it. All right. Can you use a heat blower on it? Yes.
Oh, a heat gun?
Yeah, a heat gun.
If you have any questions about this alcohol ink background technique, let us know in the comments. So we just put our gilding flakes down, kind of tap them with a dauber or your finger.
And then you're going to let it dry.
Let it dry. Then you can go back and smooth out those flakes.
Yes, so now when it dries, can we take this part away? We're going to get something like this. Now this one had more gold when I was working on it.
Yeah, so let's just kind of look at that a little closer. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the movement. You add texture when you're using your finger on there. It's just so fun.
And I think it's fun because we're using products that we've sold, you know, throughout the course of the time. Except for the refills. And look, we can make a whole new thing.
Right, so we're recycling our crafting supplies.
All right, Jackie, so I'm going to let you show how to color on the glitter paper.
Okay, do you have the glitter paper?
Yes, it's right there under your stuff.
Oh. Okay, so what we have here is we have our outline sticker, the mermaid tail, the brand new outline sticker, and we have our microfine glitter paper, and this is handmade by Krazy Kreations, and it's really, really, really fine. So we went ahead and we burnished or rubbed that glitter paper with our finger. That made it nice and smooth. Then we took some of these outline stickers. Every area that's white has already been peeled. I'll just show you how that works really quickly by peeling a starfish and then laying it down on top of the glitter paper. And then we can color with alcohol-based markers. So I think you used a lot of greens for this tail.
I did. I used the GOO G13, YGOO, which we used as the dropper, and YG29. All of those are found in our 24 set.
Okay, oh, there. She had the YGOO. So all 4 greens. And then if you have a moment to bring that sample over here. But this is going to create a wonderful effect using all 4 of these greens. So I'm just going to start out with my dark green and adding a little bit of ink to the tail. And you can mix and match the greens, but I'm going to go first with the G13 and the GOO. And then putting the tip of the marker where that dark green ended and dragging the color across the image so that it's nice and blended.
That's so gorgeous.
I think we have a comment on there for you to read as I'm coloring. And so it looks like in our sample here we kind of alternated. So I'm going to keep going with this G13. And I like how it matches that background almost perfectly that we just created.
So some people have had these things in their stash and they've never tried it. And so now we're kind of giving them that inspiration to go give it a shot.
That's wonderful. That's what Technique of the Week is all about. We want to inspire you to use your craft supplies.
So you just did YG29 and now you're going to blend with YG00.
So just dragging the dark color out. And then when we get to the tail, it looks like we're going to do a really cool ombre effect, starting with that dark olive green, which is YG29. And I'm going over the black. That's the nice thing about the outline stickers is you can color over the black sticker. And then I'm going to use that G13. Got my colors mixed up.
Well, you caught it, so that's good.
And then we're going to use the YG00. I thought it was very creative of you to use all 4 of these colors together on here.
Well, thank you. Sometimes I can be amazing. Sometimes not so much.
And it just creates different colors when you blend them.
Isn't that pretty though?
And then last but not least is the GOO. And that's kind of like a minty green. Isn't that gorgeous?
It is gorgeous, and I would like to just make a note that this part here of the sticker is supposed to be like a wave. So I kind of cut that off when I made the card because you can do that just by trimming those pieces off if you want. You don't have to.
So from here on out, you would color your starfish, cut all the images out of the glitter paper, and then start assembling your card.
Yes, so I'm going to show you how I assembled the card, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, so I have a piece of black cardstock. And I had my beautiful paper here, and I've cut this down to an A2 size. So the black cardstock is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this piece here is 4 by 5 1/4. So all you're gonna do is take your tape roller or whatever you use to adhere paper, turn it over, and I'm gonna just put it so there's a slight matting. I think the black really pops it out, don't you?
It does, and it matches the outline of the sticker.
Okay, so now I am missing my, do you see, oh here it is. It is so clear I couldn't even see my vellum piece. And of course, I don't have the right size, but what I did was I cut it 5 1/4, and this is 2 inches, and then, or an inch 0.75, and I just tore it across the top. And I don't know why I brought the wrong piece, but I did. And then this will go across the whole card like this one.
I love that the vellum, it kind of creates that wave scenery, but it doesn't cover up the background.
Now what I did want to point out is how I adhered my vellum is I had used some of these glue dots. Now you can kind of see through that when you do it, so I'll just do this one side here. And that's why there's no right or wrong to this vellum, and it's a very thick vellum paper that I'm using. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to take a glue dot, and they look like they would be, you know, like you wouldn't see it. But when you put it on here, I like to use this thing because trying to peel them off the little roll is always hard for me. Is you're going to put these down, and when you put it on here, I don't know if you could see that, but you could kind of see where my little dots are, right? So the thing that I did to hide that is I put my little mint micro dot there, and then I put the top of a starfish over there. And that's how easy it was. And over here, you don't notice it because of the words.
Yeah, so these are the gold mini holographic dots.
Yes.
Those are an embellishment, and you can hide the little glue spot.
So all you have to do is just pick one of these up and put it right on top. How easy is that?
Very, very easy.
And look at how this card is coming to play. I just love it, don't you?
It's gorgeous. It's perfect for summer. I think it is. I love the sentiment, mermaid kisses, starfish wishes. That could be for a birthday or lots of occasions.
Yes. So shall we talk about, if you want to make this, what are the choices?
Okay, so we have a kit. So this is a Technique of the Week kit, and it's a very special kit because there's multiple parts to it. So the basic kit will make 3 of these cards, and it comes with everything you need except for the inks and the flakes.
And the blending solution. So when you get the kit, you are going to get a piece of Yupo paper, right?
Right.
And you're going to get the black cardstock, the cards and envelopes, the vellum, the glitter paper, the sticker, the micro dots. So you're going to get all of that. And if you have your own stuff, you could use the Yupo paper, make your background, and have fun. Okay, so that's the basic kit. Then there are the add-ons where you could add on the refills. So you could get 00, you could get B09, you could get YG00, and if you don't have the blending solution, you could add that. So you don't have to have all of them, you can pick and choose, right?
Right, and then you can also add on the gilding flakes. If you don't have any yet, you can pick your color. We used autumn leaves today.
Yes.
And this will last you a very long time.
Yes, so you could pick any color. I would choose one that had some gold in it for sure, and most of them all do, but I wouldn't pick like red blaze, unless you want red in your water, right?
Red blaze isn't an option. I only autumn leaves, mulled wine, or gemstone.
Oh, so you figured it out for them. That's even better. So, okay. So again, you could buy the basic kit.
For $10.99, which is a great price, by the way.
And we discounted it for Technique of the Week, right?
Yes, and it makes 3 cards.
Oh, and then you could do add-ons. You can only get the add-ons, though, if you buy the kit. Is that right?
You can buy this ink separately, but not everything. So this is $5.99, so it would add $5.99 to your kit price.
And then you can get whatever you want and the blending solution. Now, we don't sell this separately.
Right. This is only available if you add it on your kit.
Okay. And then I would also suggest, if you want to lighten any of the colors, to have 00. And also, you always want this to refill your 00 marker, because that's, after all, the eraser tool, right?
Right.
And then you can choose whatever gilding you like.
Yes, and I believe those are $8.99. So It's up to you if you want to add the add-ons in there. They are options, but the base price is $10.99, and we have a limited quantity available. So if you love this kit, and I think a lot of you do love this kit, grab it now.
And if you love the sticker, it's the only way to get the sticker. So grab it now. Have fun making that paper. I think it is totally cool and fun, don't you?
I love this card so much. I love the colors. They're just so bright and summery, and I think it's perfect. It makes me want to go swimming.
Really? Well, that's interesting. So I do love it too, and I hope that you enjoy having fun. You're kind of delving into the world of mixed media, but still making a card.
Yes, after all, this is kind of our therapy, and just playing with those inks is going to be so fun and relaxing. And let us know if you love this card as much as we do by giving us a thumbs up on this video.
So how much fun was Technique of the Week?
On a scale of 1 to awesome.
Awesome is right. So my name is Kara.
And my name is Jackie.
We hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful rest of your crafting week, and we'll see you back on Live Friday
at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
and 5 p.m. for Craftini.
That's right.